Hello, my amazing artists. It is Miss Morocco here, coming to you from my home studio table. Today we are going to be creating a landscape. So a landscape is something, a work of art that you create about the land. So a seascape would be an artwork created about the ocean or the sea, but we're gonna make a landscape today. So think about somewhere that you would like to draw for your landscape. It could be a beautiful mountain range like this. It could be your backyard. It could be down your street. It could be anywhere that has land. So our element of art that we are focusing on today is space. We need to create space in our landscape. We have some stuff that's close to us in the foreground, some stuff in the middle ground, and then stuff way back here is the background. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. This beautiful painting was painted for me as a present by one of my best friends, and she painted this beautiful mountain range in the background, this lake and these trees in the middle ground, and all of this gorgeous grass in the foreground. The horizon line is going to be one of our buzzwords, so when I say horizon line, I want you to say whoop whoop. Our horizon line, whoop whoop, is this beautiful mountain range here. Sometimes the horizon line will be way in the distance, sometimes it'll be a little closer, but it's always where the sky meets the land, the horizon. That's where the sky meets the land, horizon line, whoop whoop. Okay, moving this lovely painting out of my creation station here, I need a ruler if you got one, or just something straight that you could draw up against. You can decide how you want to color. You're going to need to start with a pencil though, and a piece of paper. I also have some markers, and in my little toolbox here I have some crayons and colored pencils. Okie dokie, artichokes. So on my piece of paper, usually you put your name on the back, so don't forget to write your name on it, like sign it like a real artist. For a landscape, we usually hold, I have so many strings on my table, we usually hold our paper horizontally, so the long sides are on the top and the bottom, and the short sides are on the sides, like the left and the right. So we're holding it the horizontal or landscape way. If we were to turn it so the long sides were on the left and the right, it would be a portrait. This is the portrait way to hold your paper. We want to hold it the landscape or horizontal way. The first thing I need to decide is where my horizon line will be. Whoop whoop. So I can make my line way up top, which means there's only going to be a little bit of sky and a lot of ground. I can move my horizon line down so there's just a little bit of ground and a lot of sky. You decide where you want your horizon line, whoop whoop, to be. I'm going to put it kind of in the middle here, and I'm going to draw it really lightly. Okay. So nothing too crazy, just a really light line down the middle, because I might want to change it. In this painting, the horizon line isn't straight across, it's bumpy, it's wavy, it's got the mountains there. So that horizon line, whoop whoop, is not a straight line. So you might want to change that later. Okay, so I'm going to do a scene, I'm thinking with a river, some trees, maybe a mountain in the background. I'm going to create my own landscape. So, horizon line has been drawn. Whoop whoop. I'm going to start filling in all the other stuff that I want. So I want to draw some trees. I'm just going to draw some kind of scribbly triangles. Nothing crazy. This is the sketching part of our artwork. So we want to just start filling in where we think everything's gonna go, And as we continue drawing, we're going to make those final decisions later. So this right here in the middle is my kind of my middle ground right here. Down here is my foreground. So anything in the foreground is going to be bigger because it's closer to us. Anything way back here in the background is going to be smaller because it's farther away. So if I have these trees in the middle ground and they're about as big as my finger, I'm going to make the trees in the front even bigger than that. Okay, so this tree is much bigger than these trees in the middle. And then if I wanted to make a mountain, let's see, I'm going to start, there we go, as my mountain. The trees way back here on the mountain are going to be even teeny tinier because they're way, way, way far away from us. We don't want them to look too close because it'll be all weird. So background, small, foreground, big, all right? And that's how we're using our element of space. All right. I'm going to fill in the rest of my area here, and I will show you all of the things that I added once I'm ready to start doing more details. Hello. So I have filled in quite a bit on my paper. I've got my 3 different sizes of trees. Down here I have my foreground, so the trees are big. Then over here I have my middle ground, so the trees are kind of medium sized, a little bit smaller. And then way back here in my touching my horizon line, whoop whoop, I have teeny tiny trees, so you can tell they're really far away. My river gets really big in the foreground, really wide, and as it flows it gets skinnier and skinnier and skinnier until it touches together at this vanishing point on the horizon line. Whoop whoop. So if you are drawing like a road or a river, make sure that far away it's really skinny and tiny, and then as it gets closer it gets bigger and wider. I was thinking that I needed more stuff right here, kind of a big space, so I'm going to draw a house. So I'm going to, or maybe a barn. I'm starting with a triangle, and then I'm going to add a square on the bottom, and I want this to look a little bit three-dimensional, so I'm going to draw 2 diagonal lines right there on the corners of this square. I'm going to draw one more, a third one up here on the triangle. And it's okay that it's crossing over that horizon line. If anything is in front of something, that means it's just overlapping. So like these trees, this mountain line goes behind these trees, and so you can tell these trees are in front of that mountain because of the size of the trees and that they're overlapping on top. So it's okay if this house crosses over the horizon line. Whoop whoop. So now I'm going to make sure all these lines are very clear, and I'm going to connect them. So this one right here is going to be diagonal, just like this side of this triangle. Those 2 lines should be parallel, going the same way. And then this line right here is straight up and down, so I'm going to draw straight up and down right here, and then we've drawn our house. So now I'm going to erase this little part. There we go. So this angle of the roof crosses right over that horizon line, whoop whoop, and then you erase that piece right there. Now you can add your doors and your windows if you'd like some. Okay, there we go. I think I've got everything that I need. I think I'm ready to start coloring. So when I'm coloring, I'm going to use my crayons first, I think. Yeah, I'm going to use my crayons first. So sometimes it helps to start with the light colors and then move into the dark colors. Because if you make something too light, you can always make it darker, but it's really hard once you've put color down on your paper to make it lighter. So I like to start with my bright colors first, because I can always darken them up if I need to with more layers of color. Okay, and then I can take a darker shade of green and then go on top of that. And it adds some definition, it adds some change in value. Alright, so I think you guys get the idea of how to create a landscape drawing. Don't forget to draw your horizon line first. Whoop whoop. Your foreground has big stuff, middle ground has kind of medium stuff, and your background way in the distance has all of these little things. And remember, this mountain in real life, you know, a mountain is much bigger than a house, but the mountain looks smaller because it's in the distance, it's in the background, it's way back there. The house is a little bigger, about the same size as the mountain, because it's so close to us. So, bigger stuff closer, smaller stuff far away. Alright guys, good luck having fun creating your amazing landscape drawings and paintings maybe. I can't wait to see them.